I've been up to like as I'm normally like coding, you know, coding
Okay, what have you coded recently?
a sign page.
Signing page. You were having some problem. Were you able to figure that out?
Mm, no,
Hmm?
not really. Yeah, no.
Okay, still working. All right. What other things are keeping you busy these days?
Other things, if you would say, like I'm still on my blogging, and I still have like filmmaking.
How's your filmmaking going, by the way?
Filmmaking is also going nice. I'm making
Hmm.
documentaries.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Documentaries about?
documentaries about like traveling. So traveling all around
Hmm.
the world and stuff.
Would you like to talk a little bit about your travel that you have been documenting?
So this is a travel I had last year.
Hmm.
So that's a 28-day trip,
Hmm.
and it's like, and I saw that we had a lot of photos about it, so I
Hmm.
thought of documenting that.
Yeah, and we it was like a quite an impromptu sort of a trip. That's why we were
Yeah.
not recording every aspect of it, but we still kept recording a couple of things,
Yeah. How much you could you get?
and now that you are documenting it, you're able to put together. So
Yeah.
what are some skills that you are learning, and can you talk to me about the filmmaking project? When are you learning? With whom are you learning, and all that?
So the filmmaking project, it's in short, I can say FMP. So that's the
Hmm.
filmmaking project.
Hmm.
So the FMP, there's like a team, and
Hmm.
there are children.
Hmm.
Besides, there are Andreas, Falk, and Lara. So
Hmm.
they help us in, improving our filmmaking and guiding us through
Hmm.
filmmaking.
Hmm.
And yeah,
So Lara and Falk are directors, right?
yeah,
All right. And what else I wanted to say? And Andrea is guiding you on the project,
yeah.
right? And you are having some amazing co-learners. So what are the skills that you are picking up with them?
I am picking up skills about like how to capture from a camera,
Hmm.
how to capture from like
Hmm.
a view, and how to
Hmm.
not zoom in much or not zoom out much,
Hmm.
or all those stuff I'm learning.
Hmm.
And I'm also learning how to bring a great voiceover, how
Hmm.
to put all the skills and make it better.
Hmm. Nice. So when you learn with 4 5 people, what advantage do you get? That's what basically I wanted to ask.
When I learn, so I also get to see other people work, and I get more inspired. I get ideas. We
Hmm.
share feedback to each other, and
Hmm.
yeah.
I think also the exposure that you're getting, right? You're working with international people, and that too, they are directors and.
Mostly filmmakers, like every filmmaker works internationally because there
Hmm.
are a lot of filmmakers internationally
Mhm.
instead of like local, because filmmakers, if you like, I'm working with the best filmmakers, they must be around the whole
Hmm.
world.
That's nice. And so, can you tell me a little more about your work in the documentary and what, like, how has your experience been putting the things together?
Putting the things together. So I had a lot of clips we had saved.
Hmm.
So I used all like them,
Hmm.
and I just have to put it together
Hmm.
and give a voiceover, have it nicely edited with the like starting teaser and the ending teaser.
Hmm. That's nice. That's nice. Some of the things that you've been working, I see that it takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
You've been working for a very long time, adding the voice and other things. So, does it become very, tiring?
Yeah, it does make it be tiring, but if I split it into day after one, just one or two tasks, it
Hmm.
makes it more easier. And as I have a week
Hmm.
to make a whole documentary, it's better. I
Hmm.
don't have to make it every day, so I'm not very pressurized.
All right. So, you distribute your tasks so that it is not
Yeah,
too
like
much.
so once
Hmm.
like we had the delayed session.
Hmm.
Instead of Thursday last week, we had this Friday.
Hmm.
So what I did is I used my 2 weeks and I just made it a little more improved.
Hmm.
Plus, also for the next Thursday when we're going to have a class,
Hmm.
it's going to be like, I'm going to publish it on that day. So
Hmm.
then, the people who are watching my documentaries, they'll also know that I always publish on
At that
Thursday.
same time. Hmm.
Yeah, and also, like, it would just, I forgot what I was saying.
Hmm. Yeah, you were talking that you will have a schedule of posting it so that people who are following you will have a particular day to,
Yeah,
that
but
you
I was
post
going
on.
to say something else and I forgot.
Okay, that's fine. So, like, now that you know that you will be making documentaries, and when you will be traveling in the future, do you think something will change?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, like, also one thing to add, that whenever I see videos about like documentaries and all,
Hmm.
I understand what type of angle and what and all they
Hmm.
use, and I research what they use,
Hmm.
because I'm curious about what they use. And
Hmm.
also, to an addition, you were saying that when I'm going to go future traveling,
Hmm.
I'm going to be more like, I'm going to be more ready with having like the phone in my pocket, so I
Hmm.
can just take it out and
Hmm.
grab a snap. And yeah.
Hmm. And why do you think you should record your journey? Like, what is good about it?
What is good about it? I feel that it's like quite fun
Hmm.
capturing, editing,
Hmm.
and yeah. And if you get your documentaries get hit, it will be nice, like
Hmm.
more nicer. You get more, what do you say?
Views, support from people, maybe like
Yeah.
that, something.
I was going to say that you're going to also get more motivation.
Hmm.
So you're going to make more, and then, that's what.
Okay. Also, I think your perspective changes. Like, when you start filming something, the way you look at even smaller things
Yeah.
becomes different. Like, I remember, we were going in train and I was shooting. You were talking about uh, the cleanliness and Indian railways, and you were talking about how people are throwing trash, and we could basically share so much about the train and so many other things. And I remember when you were very young, we used to have these conversations, right? How to, people can, about sustainable development goals, we used to talk a lot,
Yeah.
right? And so, it changes the way you look at things also, because you start observing things. You remember we were talking about the sunset and everything while we were crossing, while we were seeing the sunset from the train and how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
And the train journey, especially. Remember, we never used to take trains, and then what shifted?
Mm, so the impromptu journey of the 20th day. So
Hmm.
we had to meet like our friends,
Hmm.
so that became more like, we needed to visit. So
Hmm.
then we were talking about whether should we take train or not.
Hmm.
And I was like that it must not be very tough.
Hmm.
And like you said, let's try it, and then
Hmm.
it was quite fun. So now even if you ask me bus or train, I'm
Hmm.
going to say train, because
Hmm.
the bus, what they do is they try to like,
Hmm.
here in India they try to go very fast on the roads,
Hmm.
and that's quite scary. But in trains, they're quite controlled in a way, so
Hmm.
they're like, they'll even get delayed, but they can't go very very fast as
Hmm.
buses or something. So
Hmm.
it's very calming. So yeah.
Hmm. I know. I mean, I myself used to be scared of trains for a very long time till I started taking trains, and I realized that
Yeah, actually,
it's kind of
I think
also.
for like sometimes train or plane accident happen, but like, it's not mandatory, like, it's always going to
Yeah.
happen.
Also, I think trains, when you are, it's also a way of, I would say, going off the grid, in the sense that you're not having you can avoid digital media. And I think we take this as an opportunity to avoid digital exposure during those time, apart from just filming, right? and we are not watching phone. I don't like to touch the phone when I am on train for some reason. I see many people constantly scrolling, and you can hear
Yeah,
sounds from different, yeah, different kind of sounds. But I generally like, like I really want to
yeah,
avoid.
like you're only using digital phones for calling some relatives, like calling if whenever you want to reach, if you're going to meet someone, checking the train status. Sometimes I check WhatsApp if needed, or that I don't touch the phone, or I just need filming. So around 3 or 4 things.
Yeah, so it's cool, right? That you don't have
Yeah, or
to.
mostly you sleep.
Hmm, yeah, that's also fun. And then planning your food, everything becomes very exciting in the
And then
trains.
the guy will come and say khana wala, non-veg, veg, khana wala. And then you'll be like, yeah, I want like whatever you want. So we're like, I want non-veg. And then by the night it comes in the morning, good. We sleep.
I think you're really missing train journeys. Um, yeah, so there are so many things to learn from train and travels as well. And last, the trip that
And
we
when
took.
we were coming back from the trip, you remember about flights?
Hmm.
That was so fun. Like we were going flights, and the flight
Yeah, I think the
was
last year, 28, 29-day trip, we took different
first
kind
it
of
was like Nagpur, and
transport.
we were like
Hmm.
like 100% sure we were going to come back.
Hmm.
So then the tickets were not coming. You remember?
It
And
was
then
like
we
the
got a
universe was planning a different thing for us, because whatever I tried was not working, and then something else would work.
and then you remember we
Hmm.
got a like camping offer in Hyderabad back then, and then we went to Hyderabad by train again. The train journey was fun. So
We
like
went to Hyderabad by train. Yeah, we
yeah,
went. Yes, yes.
and then we had
We were
nice
about to miss the train. I remember now.
yeah,
Hmm.
and then I took the heavy bag and then done. And then we were having this big 3K to 4 kg laptop,
Hmm.
and then yeah, your other old MacBook just crashed out.
It
So
didn't crash on the way.
no, it didn't crash in the way.
Hmm.
It crashed before.
Okay.
Something
So yeah,
happened.
that's why we were having carrying the big, humongous laptop. And then reaching the train was again delayed for, I don't know. We reached very late,
Yeah.
and the fun part about this trip was that we were hosted by people we didn't know in Hyderabad, but they
Yeah.
became our very good friends, and they took care of us very
I was like
nicely.
scared.
Yeah, and then we went to a camp in Hyderabad. And would you like to talk about what happened in the camp?
Okay, so like we had a fire after it was dark. Like we reached to the campsite. We had some rock climbing, came back, and then once the burn, like we had fire, and then we were about to make some food after the chai, and then wind came, and then all our tents started flying. We could save all them, so we had to put that inside. A lot of people went who were from Hyderabad, and the other people who
But
were
we
coming
stayed.
in. Yeah, we stayed in like construction sites, you could say. So construction sites, like construction
No, the
means
good part was the organizers stayed back. So
yeah,
they promised us that even if one person decides to stay, they will not leave and go.
yeah.
And but I think the next morning the hike we went on was amazing.
Wow, like we woke up at how much? 6 o'clock.
Hmm.
It was
5:36.
quite sunny till then, but we woke up at 6 o'clock. We had a walk. Then we were having some water lessons. So like we were talking about if there was a small stream. So if this water was not there and we had to find water, what would we do? So other children and other people were giving answers, and I got an idea, and I was like, what if the pattern follows this way? So if you follow the pattern and then I was correct. So like if the pattern follows that way, that way you have to follow and reach the water. So that's how it works.
So you learned those lessons. The climbing was tough. I remember you were hanging on the trees and stuff
Yeah, and
like
then
that.
and
It was
then we
fun.
were going on rock climbing, and I was on a harness, and you know, like, and
Ah,
then you don't have to touch your knees, otherwise, there are
mm,
chances of getting bruises and all this stuff.
abrasions, bruises. And yeah, that was completely fun. We went to Birla. Did we go at that time? The Birla museum and all, or we went later?
I guess we went later.
And then we had to go to Bangalore.
Yeah.
Then we decided to go to Bangalore, right?
Yeah, after that we came back and we went by bus. So the bus was that the sleeper bus?
Yes. And that was first time for you to be on the sleeper bus, yes.
No.
No? You had been on...
What about Bangalore to Chennai?
That was also sleeper bus.
No, not two sleeper buses. Oh yeah, that was a sitting bus. That there. So then I think the thing broke down. The bus broke down in the middle of the night. I don't think so. They troubled us. We just had to go to the
Oh, I
next
completely
bus.
forgot that.
So we got down the thing and we went to the next bus. So that was yeah. So then what happened is we got down the bus and then we went to another bus. So and I overheard the driver talking on the phone that the bus has broke down or something. And then we went on to the other bus, reached morning to Bangalore. And I still remember the scene on the bus stand. I'm standing and I'm drinking some water. So then we went to the Project Device Center. The auto guy was like, "Trrrr," and then once we reached the Project Device Center place, we just didn't know that there was a small like alley to just go over there.
We kept going around and around.
Yeah, so again the driver was going round and round, we can't find. And finally, my mom called the manager of that center, like manager in sense of who takes care of that center, and then she said like you just have to take a right turn because the Google Maps was telling it's over here, but it was like
sometimes it is, especially in the outskirts, it's very difficult to find the location. I think it was fun in the Defy Center because.
And then the interesting part is the auto guy only took like that much money, so he didn't even took too much money.
He's a nice guy.
We took like 3 or 4 rounds and we were 3 hours sitting.
He was a kind guy, yeah. Sometimes, though I'm scared when I'm traveling, as in what I'm going to face. Right? Yeah,
as in the Birla Museum we had faked. So we were going up. We asked the auto guy. It was like it's so far, and then he was going to take us up, and then he was riding the auto straight, and I was like, "Mom, what is this trying to do?" And then we were like, "Okay, it's trying to take a U-turn." But then he went in some like jewelry shop and he was like, "Go and test out jewelries and all this stuff," and then
it's not clear what you're saying. So basically what happened is the auto guy, he bluffed us. We came down the temple and we asked him what is the way to go back. He could have said you can just take 20-30 steps back and you will reach the temple, but instead of that he said that it is a long route, right?
Yeah, and you also remember he took us to a jewelry shop.
Yeah, he took us to a jewelry store because there is a commission based. So what they say, whenever they get the customer, they drop them to the jewelry shop for you to buy something,
and then they take you and go.
So we had a big conversation with him, asking that why are you doing this, because we are not from this place, and if you do this, right, if you treat us like that, then what we will go and tell about you, right? So that's what we had a good and he was like, he was apologizing and he was saying sorry, and I said that this is not fair, no, because we are trusting you completely and then you are here lying to us. So whenever you are traveling in a new place and we are, even if foreigners are coming or we are going to a foreign country and people, uh, attempting to cheat you, it's unfair because, they are coming to your country or they're coming to your city, and you trust them, you trust these guys so much, and then they just cheat you there. So he was trying to take us to this jewelry store. He was telling us that the temple is far away, but I told him, see, you have done what you have done, but I think you should not do this, because we are new to this place, we don't know anything about it. You're supposed to help us. That anybody should do, right? You should help us. And so that was one experience that I think we really remember. And then of course we went to Chennai and we went to Dakshin Chitra. We spent a lot of time with friends.
Going to Chennai, we had a sleeper bus.
Adi was very excited. We were going to sleep in the bus, and he slept very nicely. He tried to read for like 2 minutes and then he was sleeping, and I couldn't get sleep. I couldn't sleep. Why? Because I have this problem when I'm traveling. I just can't sleep. I'm not so relaxed to sleep.
Like on
Actually.
flights, I always sleep in, but when the 28 for coming back, I could not sleep because I was remembering. I had to take videos as
You
I
took
saw a
so
lot of
many videos, yes.
as a
And those documentaries will
yeah, I
be
took the
coming on,
full
coming up.
takeoff and I took like half of the landing.
Also, I think the more you have started learning about flights and the more you have
Yeah,
started learning
like
about
I
trains.
almost know everything about flights except something, I guess, because
And I think that excited you to stay awake because at that time, like when you were
I was
very young,
telling
it was
Mom, this
different.
is the flaps dropping down there. You know, they're pulling on the engine thrust. It's going.
And also the entire experience, right? Taking your stuff, taking your trolley, and
Yeah, especially with this laptop, you have to be careful, especially with that big laptop.
Also, I think we were quite sustainable during our entire travel, right?
Yeah,
We were eating food, home made food.
locally or something.
Also, we were saving so much by taking public transport. We were asking for help. We were staying with friends. It also builds connection because I have left so many friends now, from school and college and from different part of my life. And now that we can connect, it's amazing because your life just keeps going. You never get to meet these people. Some people might change, some people might stay the same, and I think it's worth an effort to go and meet people, even if somebody you have not known, because it just um, brings not only brings back all the memories, it also bridges that kind of gap that you've had in the relationship. And then you know uh, and like how many people go and meet their friends, right? So it's important, and I like these free travels. And I think you missed talking about the metros at Bangalore.
Yeah, metros were like awesome in Bangalore. As we also tried metros in Hyderabad, right?
But you loved the metros in Bangalore.
They were like literally so clean. Hyderabad ones were
They
I
were
think,
just coming up, right? So they were
yeah,
clean
still
and
a lot of foods were
and
good.
half phase is done and half of the phase is not done yet. But it was really great to have a good walk. You could take a good walk and go to the metro and then come back.
And then you have those token systems, they're really nice.
And you were able to take care of all this so much yourself. That's the fascinating
Yeah,
part.
because that's so easy. You just put the token, you go, you come back, you put the token, and it's done.
Also, I think the entire travel, I think you were more responsible, right? Like more than generally you are. And why do you think that happened? Like you were able to be more proactive in looking at Google and finding out our locations and booking cabs and cleaning up, packing up, being alert while doing things.
Also cooking food.
You cooking food and
Cleaning clothes.
also I think we can talk in the next part. Maybe we can talk more about
The responsibilities.
also the people we met, right? I think it was amazing to stay in different houses and learn from people directly, right? I think that is something that I feel is very important for young kids, when they can meet people directly and interact face to face, have conversation, discuss ideas. I think that's something that generally doesn't happen. They don't get to do this, right? So would you like to talk 2 minutes about the kind of people or your how did you feel talking to so many? You came across a lot of people. I mean is like you were meeting a lot of people, right? People you've not met before, and you
So
staying.
it was like I had broke my stranger fear after that. The like
Strangers fear, anxiety.
yeah,
Good.
like
Also you were able to have different kind of conversation, very diverse, meeting Joanne's family in Nagpur, and then meeting the people we were meeting for the first time in Hyderabad, meeting we saw Gangadhar's family. They are road schoolers. And then we went to Defy. We met Abhijit Sinha, who has started this amazing project in Defy. So I think it was amazing. Then we stayed with our friends, my childhood friends. They had kids. You were gelling so well, and you got some amazing, mm, I can't say reviews, but you got they said that you were able to mix with the kids very well. Then we went to Chennai with my friend, and you were able to spend your time with a big family. My friend had a big family in Chennai, right?
Yeah.
There were so many people. They were cooking together, and we were eating together. It was like a fun party time.
And then like there were also a lot of children and grown-ups, so we were playing Uno. It was very fun because when I play Uno, I usually play with my cousin or you. So maximum it's three players, but there it was around 6 to 7 players. And then when there is one card, there's a big impact on the whole game. So that's really fun.
Yeah. So I think overall the trip was amazing, and great that you're documenting, and great that you have this opportunity with the filmmaking project, that you're able to document these things with mentors, amazing mentors, and put together some amazing ideas. And I think it also helps you reflect about the kind of journey you had, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to say something before we wrap up?
Before we wrap up, I'm going to say that traveling is just a lot of people have fear. So once you just break that out, traveling will be like very fun. So like whenever you feel like going outside, you can just travel.
You can also talk about my anxiety before travel, how I get little.
Okay.
Yeah, I get
So
started.
like I'm 5 hours before, I'm like, Mom, I feel hungry now. So I'm like, okay, I'll make it. So then
I start getting that jitters. My God, because I start thinking I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. So like my brain goes.
I'm like, it's so easy.
Because you don't have to manage. Do you manage?
Even
You've
I
started
manage.
managing. Good that you have started managing. Okay. Thanks for sharing so much, Adi. It was lovely talking to you. See you again. Bye bye.
Bye. See you later.